Dear students, myself Dr. Mallikarjun S. Biradar, Assistant Professor in Mathematics, Government First Grade College, Basava Kalyan. Now in the 33rd, or you can say the session on graph theory 2. Today what we are going to discuss is chromatic number. So in this session we are going to discuss the important concept called chromatic number. Already I have given you the importance of coloring of a graph, and we took one example where 8 coloring was 6 colorable, it was 3 colorable. So this is how we have tried to reduce the number of colors. But how many colors we can reduce? So how to reduce the number of colors? So that idea gives a concept called chromatic number. So what is the chromatic number? We will see in detail. The chromatic number denoted by xi of z of a graph z is the minimum number of colors required to color G. It's very interesting. The chromatic number xi of g of a graph G is the minimum number of colors required to color a graph G. What do you mean by coloring of a graph? That already we know. Coloring of a graph is nothing but assigning the colors to the vertices in such a way that no two adjacent vertices have the same color. So that is the coloring of a graph. Okay. So now our aim is to try to reduce the number of colors. So the chromatic number is nothing but the minimum number of colors required to color G is the chromatic number of the graph. Okay. So now n colorable graph, already this we have discussed. Okay, n colorable, though it is in the previous session, though it was 8 coloring, but it was 6 colorable, 3 colorable, like that. Okay, n colorable. A graph G is called n colorable if the chromatic number of that graph is less than or equal to n. So chromatic number must be always less than or equal to n. So then it is called n colorable. Okay. So now what do you mean by n chromatic graph? Chromatic. What do you mean by chromatic number? The minimum number of colors required to color a graph G is the chromatic number. Now n chromatic graph is nothing but a graph is called n chromatic if the chromatic number of that graph is n. So if the chromatic number of a graph is 4, then it is 4 chromatic graph. If the chromatic number of a graph is 3, it is a 3 chromatic graph. So in that way, if it is 2 chromatic, or you can say the chromatic number of that graph is 2, then it is called 2 chromatic graph. 2 chromatic graph is also called as bichromatic. So you can remember this word. 2 chromatic graph is nothing but a bichromatic graph. So this is how n chromatic graph. If the chromatic number of a graph is n, then it is called n chromatic graph. Okay. So here we can define the bichromatic graph. A graph G is called bichromatic or 2 chromatic if the chromatic number of that graph is 2. Okay. So let us consider one example. So give 3 different proper colorings of the following graph G. So one graph is given. You are asked to find 3 proper colorings of this graph. Okay. So proper coloring. What do you mean by proper coloring or coloring of a graph? Coloring the vertices in such a way that no two adjacent vertices have the same color. It implies the adjacent vertices are having different colors. Okay, so now the proper coloring, you can use any number of colors, okay, in coloring the graph or in proper coloring the graph. So we have colored the same graph in 3 different ways. The first graph, it requires, or we have used 5 colors. Say we have assigned 1 for this vertex, 2 for the other vertex. So now these 2 are adjacent, that's why I used 2, because I cannot use 1 for this vertex because these 2 vertices are adjacent. So now for the third vertex, we cannot use 1, we cannot use 2, but we can use 3. Okay. So but here we cannot use 2, we cannot use 3. You can use the other color 4. So like that you cannot use 4, but you can use the other color 5. So like that, the first graph is colored with 5 colors. So it is called 5 coloring graph. The same graph we have reduced by 1 color. So the same first vertex is with 1. The second vertex, these two are adjacent, that's why it is 2. And the third vertex is adjacent with the both previous vertices. So you cannot assign the color 1 or 2. You can use the different color. So that's why we have used the color 3. Now if you come to this vertex, here you cannot use 2, you cannot use 3. Okay, so but we have used the color 4. Okay, I think it is 4 only. Yes, it is 4. So for this vertex, instead of 5, you can use the first color also, because first color, so this vertex and this vertex are not adjacent. Even you can use the first color also, which we have used for the previous vertex. So in this way, the 5 coloring, or you can color the same graph with 4 colors. So that's why it is called 4 coloring. The previous one is 5 coloring. This is 4 coloring. Even you can reduce the colors by one more color. Okay, how? So this we have colored by 1. So these two are adjacent vertices. That's why I used the color 2. For this vertex, third vertex, you cannot use 1 or 2 because these two are adjacent with the vertex. So that's why you have to assign another color, say 3. But if you consider this vertex is adjacent with the vertices which are colored with 2 and 3. So for that reason, you cannot use the color 2, you cannot use the color 3. But you can use the color 2 because these two vertices are not adjacent. So you can use the color 2 for this vertex. So this is how we have reduced the number of colors. First it was 5 coloring graph. Next it was 4 coloring graph. Now it is 3 coloring graph. Is it possible to reduce another one more color? In that way you have to think. So ultimately the graph, the minimum number of colors we have used is 3. So even if it is not possible to reduce one more, even if you try to reduce, I think it may not be possible. So why, you will come to know there are certain results. You can identify very easily why it is not 2 colorable. Okay, so right now I don't want to disclose all those results because we are going to discuss in detail later on. So these are the 3 different colorings of the same graph. So one is 5 coloring, 4 coloring and 3 coloring. It is not possible to reduce by one more color. So that's why finally we have minimized the colors by 3. So therefore the chromatic number of this graph is 3. Okay, so this is how we can find the chromatic number of a graph. So now we can see okay, so now we will consider another example. Say find the chromatic number of the following graphs. So one is a complete graph with 4 vertices, another one is a complete bipartite graph. So with 2, 3 vertices, that is, it is a complete bipartite graph whose vertex it is partitioned into 2 disjoint subsets V1 and V2. So the first vertex set contains 2 vertices and the other vertex set contains 3 vertices. So it is called K23. The third one is a cycle with 5 vertices. So now we will try to find out the chromatic number for these 3 graphs. So first we consider this vertex. We have assigned the color by 1. If you consider the other vertex which is adjacent with the previous vertex, so you cannot use the color 1, so you have to use the color 2. Now if you consider the third vertex, it is adjacent with the first color as well as the second vertex. So it implies you cannot use the color 1, even 2 also you cannot use because it is adjacent with the both vertices. So you have to use the third color. So now the fourth one, so this vertex is adjacent with all other vertices. So you cannot use the color 1, even you cannot use the color 2, even you cannot use the color 3. So that's why we use the color 4. So it is not possible to reduce. So for K4, the chromatic number is 4. Because what you mean by a complete graph? A complete graph is nothing but every pair of its vertices are adjacent. When every pair of its vertices are adjacent, how can it is possible to reduce the number of colors? So we require number of colors as that of the number of vertices for the complete graph, because every pair of its vertices are adjacent in a complete graph. So for that reason, the chromatic number of K4 is 4. So in that way, in this way you can generalize the result. What would be the chromatic number of a complete graph with p number of vertices? Okay, so what would be your thinking? In a complete graph, every pair of its vertices are adjacent. So that you have to keep in your mind and try to generalize what would be the chromatic number of a complete graph with p vertices. Now we have considered the other graph K23. So 2, 3 means 2 vertices at the top and 3 vertices at the bottom, or you can say at the top we have to consider 1 and one more vertex at the bottom. In between we have considered 3 vertices. So what is that? This vertex is adjacent with all other vertices of the other set. Similarly, this is the vertex of the first set. Again, it should be adjacent with all other vertices of the other set. So this is K23. Now for the vertex, we have assigned the color 1 for this vertex. So this vertex is adjacent with all other vertices here, all the 3 vertices of the other set. So you cannot use the color 1. So you can use the color 2, okay, for these 3 vertices. Now for this vertex, you can use the color 1 because it is not adjacent with the vertex which is at the top. Okay, so you can use the color 1. This is how we have reduced the number of colors. Ultimately, so this chromatic graph, this complete bipartite graph K23, it is 2 colorable, or you can use 2 colors. So what is the chromatic number for this graph? It is 2. Okay, so whenever we have used 2 colors only, the chromatic number is 2. Whenever the chromatic number is 2, it is also called as bichromatic graph. So this graph is bichromatic because the chromatic number of this graph is 2. Now consider the cycle C5. So first you start with any arbitrary vertex. Say let us start with this vertex. So we have colored with 1. So now if you come to this vertex in a sequence, you cannot assign the color 1, so you can assign the color 2. In this way, if you go for the next vertex, so this is adjacent with the next vertex, you cannot use 2, but you can use the color 1 because these two are non-adjacent. But you cannot use only the color 2, but you can use the color 1. So if you go for the next vertex, you cannot use the color 1 for this vertex because this is adjacent with the vertex which is colored with 1. So you can color with 2. If you come to this vertex, see this vertex is adjacent with the 2 vertices in which one is colored with the color 1 and another one is colored with the color 2. So for that reason, you have to color with the different color, say 3. So this is how this graph is colored with 3 vertices, so 3 different colors. So the minimum number of colors required to color the graph C5 is 3. So therefore, for the K4, it is 4, the chromatic number is 4. For the complete bipartite graph K23, the chromatic number is 2, and for the cycle, it is 3. So this is how we got the chromatic number of these 3 graphs. So this is the way how to generalize what would be the chromatic number for a complete bipartite graph KMN. What would be the chromatic number of a cycle? So in that cycle means whether the cycle is with even length, odd length, is it same or different? In that way, one has to think. Just we took some basic problems. So 3 problems we have considered directly to find the chromatic number of such graphs. Okay. So now again I have considered one example. So how to color the Peterson graph. So this already I think we have used in the previous session also. So let us consider. So a graph, that is the Peterson graph. Okay, it is colored with 5 colors, even with the 4 colors, even with the 3 colors. Yes. Why I have considered? Because it is 5 coloring graph. So same graph it is with 4 colors also you can color. So it is 4 coloring graph. Even it is 3 coloring graph. So it is 5 coloring. So it is 4 colorable. Even it is 3 colorable. But is it possible to reduce the color by 1? So it is not possible. So ultimately we have used we have reduced the number of colors by 3. So therefore the chromatic number of a Peterson graph is 3. So this is how we got the chromatic number for the Peterson graph also. So let us consider one more example. So here we have considered two different graphs. So both the graphs, if you consider K13 as well as the C4, the chromatic number, let us think of what would be the chromatic number for K13. So this is the graph of K13. First we have assigned with the color 1. Once if it is assigned with 1, so this vertex is adjacent with all the 3 vertices of the other set. So you cannot assign 1. So compulsory you have to use the second color. So this is how K13 is 2 colorable, or you can say the chromatic number of this graph is 2. If you consider a cycle with 4 vertices, in the previous graph, in the previous slide we have considered a cycle with 5 vertices. Now we have considered a cycle with 4 vertices. So in the sequence, if you consider this with color 1, which is adjacent with the vertex which is colored with 1, you cannot assign 1. So you have to use the second color. Now if you consider this vertex, you can use the color 1. You cannot use 2 because these two are adjacent. But you can use the color 1 because these two are non-adjacent. Okay. So we have colored with 1. Again, if you come for this vertex, so already this vertex is adjacent with the 2 other vertices which are colored with 1. So you cannot use color 1, but you can use the color 2 because these two are non-adjacent. Okay, adjacent vertices you should not have same color, but non-adjacent vertices you can consider the same color which you have used for that vertex, which are non-adjacent. So this is how, if you observe properly, C5 is colored with 3 colors, but the C4 is colored with 2 colors. So the chromatic number of C5 is 3, the chromatic number of C4 is 2. See the difference. See the difference in cycle also. A cycle is not colorable with the 2, or you cannot say 3. It is changing. So in that way you have to generalize. So what would be the chromatic number of a cycle? Okay, for odd cycle, for even cycle. Okay, is it possible to generalize? So similarly for complete bipartite graph also. So we took 2-3 examples in this session. So ultimately what we have discussed in this session, so we have defined what is chromatic number of a graph. Once again, if I recall, what do you mean by chromatic number of a graph? Minimum number of colors required to color a graph is the chromatic number. Okay, n colorable graph, that you know already. If it is with 4 colorable, you can, if you use 4 colors, it is 4 colorable. Even if it is possible to reduce by 1, it is 3 colorable, you can say. So in general, n colorable. So when you can say n colorable, if the chromatic number is always less than or equal to n. So n chromatic graph. What do you mean by n chromatic graph? If the chromatic number of that graph is n, it is n chromatic. If it is 3 chromatic, means the chromatic number is 3, you can say 3 chromatic. If the chromatic number of that graph is 4, you can say it is 4 chromatic. If it is if its chromatic number is say 2, then you can say it is 2 chromatic or bichromatic. So these are the concepts which we have discussed in this session. Even we have considered some examples based on these concepts. Okay, so this is how this session is very useful, because in this session we have considered important concept called chromatic number of a graph. Okay, so in the coming sessions also we use this concept. So these are the reference books. Already I have informed you in the previous class also. So if you want, you can refer any of the books. Okay, so with this we conclude this session. Thank you.